Listen closely. There are whispers that don't come from people, but from the night sky itself, from the stars that have always been watching you in silence. There are moments when you feel as if the whole universe is looking straight into your eyes, calling your name without a sound. That is not an illusion, it is the truth. You are seen, you are heard, and you are being guided. In this space, I invite you to set aside the noise of everyday life. Open your heart as if you were sitting before a single candle flame. That candle doesn't rush, it doesn't shout. Yet its light has the power to push away the darkness around you. Allow yourself to step through, as if walking through a doorway that leads you deeper into the story of your own life. And when you are ready, we will step together into a strange and powerful truth. Aries, everything is decided now. Aries, everything is decided now. These words are not random. They are the heartbeat of the universe, whispering straight into your soul. Sometimes you look back at the past and ask yourself, why did the dreams I held with so much hope never come true? Why did the doors that once opened suddenly close without warning? But then when you take a step back, when your spirit grows still like a quiet lake after the wind, you begin to see that those so-called failures were never meaningless. They were arrangements. On the human journey, Aries often walks as the pioneer. You want to move forward to fight to win, but life does not always hand out rewards for courage right away. Sometimes it takes you down dark turns, along roads filled with stones and shadows, testing the depth of your determination. And yes, in those moments you may feel lost, but with a wider view you realize this is the path of your soul. Your soul chose this experience to build inner strength, so you could understand the true value of light only after walking through the night. I remember once standing by the ocean on a moonless night, only the sound of the waves, only the cold wind hitting my face. Ahead of me, nothing but darkness, but slowly as my eyes adjusted, the sky revealed 1,000 stars. Without the night, I would never have seen that mystery. Aries, your journey is the same. Every turn, every pause is not the end. It is the night sky opening, so you can see the stars that guide you. So let your heart grow quiet for a moment. Remember the days when you thought you could not rise again, yet you did. You are still here, still breathing, still moving forward. That alone proves the power inside you has never left. In fact, it has only grown stronger and more unbreakable. Aries, hear me clearly. Life has never taken from you anything that was truly yours. When one door closed, it was only clearing space for another, a doorway where light was waiting. What hurt your heart yesterday is becoming the seed of tomorrow's joy. And if you feel lost at times, remember, the universe is still turning every moment, bringing you back to the place you belong. Silence is not abandonment. It is the pause that lets your soul hear itself again. And in that pause, you will discover something simple, yet profound. Your journey has never been meaningless. Every tear that fell watered a seed reaching upward. Every pain you endured became the bridge to a new horizon. What I want you to feel today is not only hope, but certainty. You have not walked the wrong road. The bends, the delays, every stop are chapters written into your book. And now, as you turn the page, destiny is writing the next line with the hand of light. I wonder, how many times have you doubted yourself? How many times have you blamed yourself for not achieving what you longed for? But Aries, in the eyes of the universe, you have never failed. You have only been guided, and that guidance has been preparing you for this very moment. The moment you hear the call of destiny, everything is decided now. Let these words sink into you like a fire burning gently in the winter night. Let them become the torch that lights your way. From this moment on, walk with the assurance that everything that has happened and everything still to come carries meaning. Even the harshest trials hold a promise, the promise of a treasure waiting just ahead. When I look at the river of time, I see you as a warrior who has survived countless storms. Your armor is torn, but the light in your eyes still burns. And that light is the weapon that cannot be defeated. The universe has not forgotten you. It is waiting for the moment you finally see the truth. Your journey is not in vain, it is the opening act of a triumph. Aries, I invite you to take a deep breath. Release the burdens you have carried too long. Let your mind grow light as the clouds. Let your heart open like a flower in the morning sun, because you are about to step into a new layer of the story. And when you dare to face the darkness, you will see that inside it, a sacred treasure has been waiting for you all along. Aries, When I mention the word darkness, maybe a familiar fear rises inside you. Darkness often makes us think of failure, of loss, of loneliness, of those long nights without sleep. But today, let me tell you another story about the dark. Let your imagination drift with this voice like a soft wind carrying you deeper into your own journey. Darkness is not your enemy. It never was. Darkness is the sacred soil from which life is born. Like a seed buried in the ground, damp, hidden, without light until one day it cracks open, pushing upward toward the sun. Without the dark earth around it, the seed could never grow into a tree. And so it is with your life. The pain, the losses, the moments you felt abandoned, were the fertile ground where your soul was planted. I believe God, or whatever divine presence you trust, has never abandoned you. Those heavy nights were not meant to break you, they were meant to raise you. In that darkness, maybe you prayed. Maybe you spoke words from the deepest part of your heart. And it was in that place when hope felt gone that you touched the sacred more deeply than ever before. God heard your whispers, and He answered, not with instant miracles, but with something steady, planting inside you a new strength, a quiet light that keeps growing. Have you noticed in the silence of the night you can hear yourself more clearly? The beat of your heart, the rhythm of your breath, even the sound of fear. But hidden within it there is also a gentle whisper. You are still being guided. That is not an illusion. It is comfort from God, from the universe, from your own soul. Aries, I know you are strong, but strength is not only in fighting. It is also in sitting still in the dark, letting the tears fall, facing your own wounds. Because when you look into the darkness, you see it is not empty. It carries the seeds of life. It holds treasures waiting to bloom. In the stillness of the night, your light is being nurtured. Think of the nights you couldn't sleep, your mind racing with worry. And yet the next morning you still rose, you still carried on. You may not see it, but those nights trained your resilience. They taught you that even when there is nothing to cling to, you still have faith. Let me ask you this. Have you ever found new strength out of suffering? Have you ever hit the bottom only to rise higher from that very place? If the answer is yes, share that story. Because in telling it, you remind yourself and you plant hope in someone out there who desperately needs to hear it. I want you to understand, darkness is not the end. It is only the silence before light floods in. It is the sacred chamber where God whispers to you, be patient, for your treasure is being formed. And that treasure is not only wealth or success. It is faith. It is compassion. It is patience. It is the power to lift others through your own experience. Aries, I see this clearly. Darkness is turning into the mother soil that nourishes you. Don't rush it away. Let it do its work, and soon you will step out brighter than ever before. You don't have to be afraid anymore. And when the dark has finished its purpose, the wheel of destiny begins to turn, bringing you into a brand new chapter where cosmic justice appears, strong and undeniable as the answer to everything you have endured. There are moments in life when it feels like the scales have been tilted for far too long. The gentle and kind seem to suffer loss, while the unjust appear to prosper. Tears fall, and it seems they vanish into the void, unseen, unnoticed. And yet deep within the universe, nothing is ever forgotten. No action, no word, no wound in your heart has been ignored. Everything waits for the day when the great wheel of destiny completes its turn and justice is restored. Picture that great wheel moving, slow, steady, unstoppable, rolling through the years of your quiet endurance, through the days you held on even when it felt like no one was watching. And then without warning, it stops right in front of you. In that moment, what was once taken opportunity, trust, love, even peace is returned. But not in the same way. It comes back multiplied, richer, purer, as if refined by the hands of the divine. True justice is not revenge. It is not the sight of those who hurt you falling down. Real justice is when you rise stronger, brighter in a way no one can deny. This is the justice of the universe, a kind of truth that needs no explanation. You simply keep moving forward, and one day you realize you have risen far above everything that once tried to hold you back. I have seen people tell this story. They had fallen to the very bottom, betrayed, stripped of their trust. But then one day a door opened, and they were given far more than what was lost. Their tears flowed again, not from pain, but from realizing God had never abandoned them. And Aries, you are standing in that very moment, where your silent efforts are finally being seen, where every prayer whispered in the dark is being answered with a radiant reality. In the silence of the night, you once asked, "Does anyone see me at all?" And the answer from the universe is clear. I see you, and now it is time. You may not notice it all at once, but one by one, doors will begin to open. One by one, people will look at you with new eyes, and nothing can stop it because it has already been written in the flow of destiny. I want you to feel this deeply. You do not need to prove your worth with anger or resentment. Justice comes when you quietly become the clearest, brightest version of yourself. And in the ending written by the universe, you are no longer the one overlooked. You are the one crowned with fairness. That crown is not for pride, but as a reminder that your journey mattered, that every tear has been turned into light. This is the lesson the world needs, to believe that truth, even when hidden, will always find the light, to believe that every act of kindness is recorded, and to believe that even when you felt forgotten, in the deepest place you were always loved, always protected. And now, as the wheel of justice turns to you, all that is left is to open your heart and receive. Step forward not with pride, but with gratitude, because in this turning you are not only restored, you are lifted to a higher place. And when the door of justice opens, it doesn't stop at returning what was yours. It carries you into a whole new space where the world begins to see who you truly are, and the light within you becomes something no one can ever deny. For a long time, you've been planting seeds in silence. You worked, you gave of yourself, you carried days when no one seemed to notice your effort. Many times you wondered, does the world really see me? Do the things I do matter, or do they simply vanish into nothing? But today, let me tell you this, not a single drop of sweat has been wasted. Not one sacrifice has been ignored. Maybe you've been in a room where everyone was talking, but no one spoke your name. Maybe you poured yourself into a project, only to watch the spotlight land on someone else. And you walked away quietly, carrying that bitter weight in your chest. But hear me now, light always finds its way to where it belongs. What you did in the dark one day will be revealed under the sun. Picture the potter, sitting alone in a small hut, hands covered in clay. No one sees him for days, even months. But then one morning, the finished vase is placed in the marketplace. Strangers stop, eyes wide with wonder. They admire it, they pay dearly, they take it home and treasure it. And in that moment, all those hidden hours of labor suddenly become sacred. You are the same, Aries. Every effort you made, even in the dark, is being woven into a radiant picture. And now, the light of the world is finding you. This is not random luck. This is the answer of the universe, of God, of life's own justice, because He knows your time to step forward has come. Recognition doesn't only bring material rewards. It brings something deeper, an abundance of faith, of opportunity, of love. When the world looks at you, they don't just see talent. They see heart. They see resilience. They see the story you had to live through to stand where you are today. And that story becomes inspiration, creating value for the community around you. Maybe at times you felt forgotten, but right now, pause and remember the last time you were recognized. Let that memory return like a small flame rekindling in your heart. And if you're hearing this now, I invite you to share that story. Share the moment when you thought you were only a shadow, but suddenly your name was called and you were truly seen. Because your story may be the hope someone else out there is longing for, someone who feels invisible today. You have worked in the dark, and now the light of the world is finding you. Receive it not only with pride, but with gratitude. Because when light shines, it doesn't just lift you up. It also lights the way for those who come after. And in that moment when light covers you, you will realize something miraculous. It's not that the world finally saw you, it's that you finally saw yourself. You realize you have worth. You are worthy of love. You deserve to stand in the light. And this journey does not end with recognition. That is only the beginning of a new chapter. A chapter where you are seen not only for what you do, but for what you carry in your heart. And when that heart opens, another door begins to appear, the door of love and healing, where the deepest parts of you can finally be touched, cherished, and reborn. Love has always been the place where the human heart feels most fragile, and yet it is also the source of eternal strength. When we speak of love, we're not only talking about romance. We are speaking of a deeper love, a river flowing across generations, from those who came before to those who will come after. Aries, you are standing right in the middle of that river, and in this moment, you are being given a rare gift, the chance to heal your heart and the hearts of your lineage. Maybe in the past you walked with a broken heart, a relationship you thought would last forever shattered, a promise that was never kept, a distance too wide to cross. Those memories left wounds that seemed they would never heal. But right there in the wound itself, the light begins to break through, because the crack is where the light can enter, where healing begins. And sometimes, love returns in a new form. It could be someone new stepping into your life, bringing a warmth you've never known. It could be an old relationship reborn, no longer with the pain of yesterday, but with maturity, with understanding, with forgiveness. When the heart opens, love does not disappear. It transforms, giving you a different, deeper, more human experience. But it doesn't stop there. The healing in your love reaches into the invisible threads that tie you to family, to your ancestors. You may not realize it, but much of the pain you carry is not only yours. It is the inheritance of generations before you. Things left unsaid, wounds never closed. Aries, you have been chosen to rewrite the story for your family, for the blood you carry. When you forgive, you are not only forgiving yourself or one person, you are forgiving on behalf of your lineage. When you love, you are not only opening your heart to one soul, you are opening the door of love for those who come after you. Imagine this: when one generation learns to release bitterness. Children born after grow up in a purer space, a space where healthy love can take root. And when you walk with a healed heart, you are not only living for your present, you are offering a priceless gift to the future. I invite you now, pause and think of someone dear in your life. Maybe a parent, a sibling, a child, or a friend who feels like family. Close your eyes, send them a blessing. And if you wish, write their name in the comments, because when you call their name with love, you are sending them energy, healing, new life. And who knows, maybe that blessing becomes the beginning of a miracle in their story. Love, when nourished with sincerity and forgiveness, becomes the most lasting inheritance. It outlives time. It outlives death. It breaks down every wall. And today, as you listen, remember this. You are not just an individual. You are the continuation of a river, and you are being called to write its new pages. In the silence, you can hear your heartbeat. It is not only the sound of life, it is the echo of generations within you. Let it be the melody that guides you. So every step you take is a step of love and of healing. And when your heart is healed, destiny begins to accelerate, sweeping you into its rapid, unstoppable current. There are seasons in life when time feels endless. Everything moves slowly. What you long for seems like it will never arrive. You wait for a door to open, but it stays shut. You wait for an answer and hear only silence. And yet, a strange moment will come, when the wheel of destiny begins to spin faster. When the things you thought would take years suddenly rush into your life in just months, sometimes even days. This is the acceleration of destiny. A powerful shift, sudden, overwhelming. One day, you open your eyes and realize life has changed. Opportunities you once prayed for now line up at your door. Relationships you thought were over suddenly return. Dreams you had buried come alive again. And you stand there, sometimes whispering to yourself, "Is this real? Am I dreaming?" But no, it's not a dream. It is destiny accelerating because you are ready to receive. Aries, when destiny speeds up, it doesn't only bring opportunity. It also brings challenge. The speed can confuse you, even shake you. That's why the most important thing is not to run after it, but to keep your center steady. Like a boat on heavy waves, you cannot control the wind, but you can hold the wheel firm. And when you are calm, you will see that every shift is only the universe rearranging things to place you exactly where you belong. Imagine yourself standing in a rushing river. If you try to fight the current, you exhaust yourself. But if you learn to release, to stay balanced, the water carries you farther than your strength ever could. That is the image of destiny in acceleration. You don't need to resist. You only need to trust and keep your heart unmoved. And in the stillness between these changes, the universe will send you signs. It could be the numbers 11, 11 glowing on your screen. It could be a dream that lingers in your soul. It could be a chance meeting that feels too perfect to ignore. That is how God whispers, "I am here, you are on the right path." These synchronicities, these sacred alignments are not accidents. They are lighthouses guiding you through the storm. So pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what signs have you seen lately? A number repeating, a song that played at just the right moment, a dream that shook you awake. If so, share it. Because your story is not only a gift for you, it is also a reminder to someone else that they too are being guided. Aries, This moment is rare. The acceleration of destiny doesn't come often. It is like a great wind filling your sails, pushing you forward faster than ever before. And all you must do is keep your spirit calm, not swept away, but lifted higher. Remember this, one day you will wake up and everything will be different. It won't be a dream. It will be destiny moving fast because you are ready. Let that truth be the fire that strengthens you, to remind you you are living in the most precious moment of your life. And after the storm of trials, the golden dawn is breaking. Dawn has always been a moment that stirs the human heart, not because the first light appears, but because it comes after a long night of darkness. After the weary hours, after the fears that felt endless, the sun slowly rises. Golden light spills through the branches, over rooftops, through quiet windows. And in that moment, the world feels reborn. Aries, you too are stepping into such a golden dawn. Your struggles were never meaningless. They were like the night itself, testing your patience, shaping your heart, refining your soul. There were times you thought the darkness would never end. But what you needed was not to chase the night away, it was to wait for the light to come. And now, that light is here. Not a fleeting flash, but an eternal flame announcing that you are entering a new era of your life. This golden dawn is not only about material success. Yes, money, recognition, opportunities will find you, but the greater victory is within. When you let go of old chains, you feel free. When you forgive, you feel lighter. When you choose to love, you become a source of light for yourself and for those around you. In the darkness, there is treasure. And Aries, that treasure is you. You are living proof that strength can rise from hardship, that love can grow from wounds, and that loss can give birth to a new beginning. This treasure can never be taken because it lives in your heart, in your very being. I want you to take a deep breath and feel this moment. Say it with me, not just with your lips, but with your whole heart. My time is now. Yes, your time is now. Not tomorrow, not next year. Now. And when you write those words in the comments, you are planting a seed of awareness. That seed will grow into belief, and that belief will open countless doors. Picture yourself standing on a hill at sunrise. The light pours down, turning the fields before you to gold. And in that moment, you know you have walked a long road and you are no longer the same. You are stronger, wiser, the clearest version of yourself. And this dawn will never fade because it has been lit from within you. The world is waiting for your light. Not so you can prove anything, but so you can live fully, so you can spread kindness, so you can be the proof that from darkness we can step into light. And as you walk under this golden dawn, you are also opening the way for others to find themselves. And now, before we end, let us hold together a sacred blessing. Thank you, Aries, for taking the time to listen. Thank you for having the courage to walk through the darkest roads, for facing the deepest wounds just to find your own light. This journey has never been easy, but you have walked it with a brave heart and an open soul. And that is what makes the beauty and the strength the world needs to see in you. I wish you peace in every breath, prosperity in every opportunity, and joy in every step you take. May the fire of Aries light your way always.